When Jesus had said these things, he went forth with his disciples beyond the torrent Cedron, where was a garden, into the which he entered and his disciples. And Judas also, that betrayed him, knew the place, because Jesus had often resorted thither together with his disciples. Judas therefore, having received the band of men, and of the chief priests and Pharisees ministers, comes thither with lanterns and torches and weapons. Jesus therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth and said to them, Whom seek ye? They answered him, Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus saith to them, I am he. And Judas also that betrayed him stood with them. As soon therefore as he said to them, I am he, they went backward and fell to the ground. Again therefore he asked them, Whom seek ye? And they said, Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus answered, I have told you that I am he. If therefore you seek me, let these go their ways, that the word might be fulfilled which he said, that of them whom thou hast given me, I have not lost any. Simon Peter therefore, having a sword, drew it out, and smote the servant of the high priest, and cut off his right ear. And the name of the servant was Malchus. Jesus therefore said to Peter, Put up thy sword into the scabbard. The chalice which my Father has given me, shall not I drink it? The band therefore, and the tribune, and the ministers of the Jews apprehended Jesus, and bound him. And they brought him to Annas first, for he was father-in-law to Caiaphas, who was the high priest of that year. And Caiaphas was he that had given the counsel to the Jews, that it is expedient that one man die for the people. And Simon Peter followed Jesus, and another disciple. And that disciple was known to the high priest, and went in with Jesus into the court of the high priest. But Peter stood at the door without. The other disciple, therefore, that was known to the high priest, went forth and spoke to the portress, and brought in Peter. The wench, therefore, that was portress, saith to Peter, Art not thou also of this man's disciples? He saith to her, I am not. And the servants and ministers stood at a fire of coals, because it was cold, and warmed themselves. And with them was Peter also standing, and warming himself. The high priest therefore asked Jesus of his disciples, and of his doctrine. Jesus answered him, I have openly spoken to the world. I have always taught in the synagogue, and in the temple, where all the Jews resort together, and in secret I have spoken nothing. Why askest thou me? Ask them that have heard what I have spoken unto them. Behold, they know what things I have said. When he had said these things, one of the ministers standing by gave Jesus a blow, saying, Answerest thou the high priest so? Jesus answered him, If I have spoken ill, give testimony of evil. But if well, why strikest thou me? And Annas sent him bound to Caiaphas the high priest. And Simon Peter was standing and warming himself. They said therefore to him, Art not thou also of his disciples? He denied and said, I am not. One of the servants of the high priest saith to him, his cousin whose ear Peter did cut off, Did not I see thee in the garden with him? Again therefore Peter denied, and forthwith the rooster crowed. They therefore bring Jesus from Caiaphas into the palace. And it was morning, and they went not into the palace, that they might not be contaminated, but that they might eat the pasch. Pilate therefore went forth to them without, and said, What accusation bring you against this man? They answered and said to him, If he were not a malefactor, we would not have delivered him up to thee. Pilate therefore said to them, Take him you, and according to your law judge him. The Jews therefore said to him, It is not lawful for us to kill any man, that the word of Jesus might be fulfilled, which he said, signifying what death he should die. Pilate therefore went into the palace again, and called Jesus, and said to him, Art thou the King of the Jews? Jesus answered, Sayest thou this of thyself, or have others told it thee of me? Pilate answered, Why, am I a Jew? Thy nation and the chief priests have delivered thee up to me. What hast thou done? Jesus answered, My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, my ministers verily would strive that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now my kingdom is not from hence. Pilate therefore said to him, Art thou a king then? Jesus answered, Thou sayest that I am a king. For this was I born, and for this came I into the world, that I should give testimony to the truth. Every one that is of the truth hears my voice. Pilate saith to him, What is truth? And when he had said this, he went forth again to the Jews, and saith to them, I find no cause in him. But you have a custom that I should release one to you in the pasch. Will you therefore that I release unto you the King of the Jews? They all therefore cried again, saying, Not him, but Barabbas. And Barabbas was a thief.